right, so now that we've got the wheel off, we can support the axle. In our case, we're doing it with a spin jack, but you could do this in a driveway with another jack stand or a hydraulic jack and do it just the same. We just happen to be fortunate enough to have the hoist. Once you've got the spin jack down here, holding up the axle, we're gonna go ahead and remove the OEM plate and U-bolts. So right down here, we've got our 4 U-bolt protrusions. We're gonna take these 4 nuts off, and we're gonna go ahead and remove this whole plate away from the assembly. Let's get started on that. Now with that factory plate off, we can reach up above, pull the OEM U-bolts off. All right, now that we have the other OEM components removed, we're ready to install the U-bolt plate. If you're running pneumatic or hydraulic bump stops, feel free to orient the landing pad in whichever direction is suitable for where yours are mounted on the frame. If you're using your OEM or a similar style replacement bump stop, we typically recommend putting the landing pad out towards the wheel. Before installing this, try to get as much dirt and dust as possible off the top of the U-bolt. There's a good chance that some has built up over the years while it was uncovered. We're gonna go ahead and wipe it down with a brush and rag real quick and go ahead and get this thing installed. Now that we've got the top of the leaf spring clean, we're gonna go ahead and put our plate in. That large center hole on top of the plate should fit cleanly over the U-bolt center pin. Depending on the application, whether you're reusing your bump stops or an aftermarket solution, you may need to trim the top of your center pin just a little bit so that it sits flush with the top of the plate. All right, so now we're back under the truck. We're gonna go ahead and put the U-bolts in from the bottom side up and secure them with a washer and a nut from up on top. All right, so now we're gonna go back up on top. We're gonna torque these down, hit them with the impact, and use a torque wrench to get them to where they're supposed to be. We'll get into that in just a second. All right, so back up on top, we're gonna button these down with an impact. And when we're done with that, we're gonna hit them with the torque wrench. Your OEM style 1/2" or 9/16 U-bolts are typically between 90 to 110 foot-pounds. These 5/8 bad boys, we're gonna take them up to 130 to 150 foot-pounds. So get ready for a workout with your torque wrench. All right, so as I mentioned earlier, this particular truck, we're using a Wheelers off-road bracket with a super bump stop on it. This bracket matches up perfectly with our 4.5" pattern up on top of the plate. We're gonna go ahead and set this in place and tighten that down. All right, and at this point, we can go ahead and lower the jack supporting our axle. We're pretty much ready to put the wheels back on and get on the road. All right, now with the wheels and tires back on, we can lower this thing to the ground and we're ready to roll. Remember to check out Supreme Suspensions on social media, on Instagram and Facebook, and check out our website to keep up to date with all the cool new products.